Hi everyone, I'm Sukman and let's get into today's Scrum interview question. And the question says, how do you use metrics in the sprint review to shift the conversation from a report on what was built to an analysis of what value was delivered toward the objective? Now, in a sprint review, I use metrics to shift the discussion from outputs to outcomes by anchoring everything to the sprint goal and product goal. So now I start the review by restating that what problem or opportunity the sprint was meant to address. So what will happen is that gives the stakeholders a shared objective before we look at any data or demos. So now, instead of just walking through completed stories, what I do is I generally focus on outcome-based metrics, that shows whether we delivered what value toward that objective. Now, depending on the context, this might include customer usage or adoption, quality trends, flow metrics like cycle time, or early business signals such as conversion or cost reduction. Now, what happens when the team demonstrates the increment, then I immediately connect it with to the metric and ask what changed as a result of this. So asking that question, it puts them the team in frame. So for example, I'll ask, this feature reduced onboarding time by 15%, which supports our goal of faster customer activation. In this case, I'm really careful to position metrics as learning tools, not performance scorecards. And what happens is, if that data shows limited or no impact, I frame that as a validated learning rather than failure, because that will keep the conversation constructive and, of course, focused on decision making. And at last, finally, I will use the metrics to guide the next steps, like what to refine, and of course, what to double down on, or what to deprioritize in the product backlog. So, what will eventually happen after taking all these steps, or I would say an approach? So, this will turn the sprint review into a collaborative inspection of value and a clear input into a future direction rather than we just focus on a report on what was built. Yeah, so that's all. Thank you.